I've spent the last 11 months studying AI. And one thing I've come to realize is the fact that a lot of people that come online to talk about AI do not really know what they are talking about. A lot of people think they know about AI because of the narrative that the big AI companies have sold to us. But when you do your research, you discover that there's a lot that we do not know. There's a lot that has been kept for a while because there's an agenda. So by the end of this brief keynote speech, you'll be able to answer that question. Will AI replace me or AI make more money for me? So, but before we even talk about AI, let's talk about history, right? So imagine yourself in the or let's just say in the early 70s, right? This was the typical Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, who again? Dangote. This was a picture of what wealth looks like. At that time, if you were a weaver, you were a baller. So people learned this skill from their parents, they passed it down to their children, and they were making good money. Next slide, please. They were making good money until a machine that was built to weave came up, and these guys lost their business. And the result of that is that they started burning down the factories that were producing these, what do they call it now? These clothes that was producing it in large scale. Because they discovered that now it would take let's call him John, Mr. John, 2 months to produce, let's say 500, I'm just giving you random numbers now, 500 bags of, what do they call it now, cotton, right? But then with the factories, it could probably just take a day. Now, as a sensible business person, who will you choose to patronize? The person that takes 2 months to deliver, or the person that takes a day to deliver? So they were angry because their identity was tied to their ability to knit. They've learned it from their fathers, they've learned it from their grandfathers. Now they were left without any source of income. So the next thing they did was to fight. Next slide, please. And so they were burning down those factories. Now, the government did not say because they are angry, they are not making money, families are suffering, they will shut down the factories. What did they do instead? They introduced a law that if you burn a factory or you attack any factory member, they will kill you. So people did not have any choice than to adapt. In the 18th century now, if you could thresh wheat, you were also a baller. So for example now, as I'm tall like this, my name is Paul. Those ladies will now be talking to me, they'll be like, Paul, I heard that you can, thresh like 50 bags of wheat per day. You are very hot, so I would like to date you. I mean, I'll now be like, no, don't worry, I know my type. You understand? Because I could thresh, I was the baller. Guess what happened? The threshing machine was created. And because threshing machine was created, what happened? They were angry and decided to destroy it again. I want us to be noticing a pattern. Now your livelihood was built on something. Then a machine was built to do that same thing 1,000 times more than you. What will you do? You'll be angry, and what will you try to do? You'll try to burn it. And that was what they did. So they call it the swing riots those days. Next slide. But there was something they now realized, because the government still will not say because your name is Pal and because you are making money from threshing, they will stop innovating or they will stop progress because of you. So the government still enforced the law that if you destroy any machine, we will kill you. And they did. So human beings were now forced to go and learn how to manage these machines. They were now forced to go to school. They were now forced to get an education. And at the end of the day, the machine that turned out to be evil now led to the early days of industrial revolution. So people started moving from, rural areas to urban areas. People who were living in the villages started moving to the cities because now industrialization was starting. So let's move to the next slide. I'm trying to carry us through this journey so that we'll understand that whatever is happening now is not new. Anybody telling you that whatever is happening with AI is new, nobody has seen it. No, when you study history, it's just another revolution. So we now went to the industrial age. Electricity came up, computers, the internet. Guys, it will shock you to know that when computers came out initially, people were saying that it was going to replace human beings. Yeah. In fact, people who were typists, were the best typists in town, you could type an entire page in maybe 1 second. Now the computers replace you. People who calculate, when you give them all the whole numbers, they will calculate it perfectly well. Until they created the calculator and there was no need for too much calculation with your brain. And people were threatened. Now, internet now, came up because the internet is more like a way of connecting computers to each other. Because when the invention of computer was in vogue, people did not still know that you could computers could communicate with each other until the invention of the internet. Now people were still saying that this internet is not going to be good, things are going to be happening, the world is going to change, like that. So let's move to the next slide. So I have this table, but I'm sorry you might not see it. And this table is just showing you major revolutions that have happened, the reaction of people for what actually happened. And because of our time, I'll just talk about maybe 2. So, smartphones. So when, in 2007, the idea of having like a mobile phone started, coming up, people were saying that it's going to distract people, that people are going to use it to spread agendas and the rest. But what happened because of smartphones? How many of us can tell how our life has changed because of smartphones? Thank you. I see a lot of people. Where will we be today without smartphone? In fact, I don't think majority of us here can spend 24 hours without our phone. Next, please. So every revolutionary technology follows a rhythm. First, only a few people understand it, right? Then it spreads faster than society expects. And I'll tell you how it's happening with AI now. First, a few people understand it. Then it spreads faster than people expect. Then people fear being replaced. Then institutions struggle to catch up. Then finally, new opportunities emerge, and finally, technology becomes so normal, we forget life before it. How many of us remember what it was like to want to write a mail or want to write an essay, and you did not have ChatGPT to help you write it? Can you even remember? If you know, you can remember how it felt like not having ChatGPT. Okay, we see how some people. All right. But now, AI has been so, intertwined with our lives that it's more as if we're not existing before AI. Now, so electricity stopped being innovative. It became wall sockets, right? Computers stopped being revolutionary. They became, I beg your pardon, office tools. And the internet stopped becoming magic and became our everyday life. So what makes you think that AI will be any different? because there's a lot of skepticism around AI. People are afraid. People are saying it's just, vibe. It's just Isha Allah and the rest. But when you look at it, we are part of the most privileged set of human beings to be on earth by this time. I feel like my children are going to be very jealous of me. They'll be like, wow, Dad, so you were there when ChatGPT 1 was around. You were there when ChatGPT 2 was around. Wow. So there was a time where AI did not exist. And I'll be saying, yes, now, now. It's not easy to be old. It's not easy to be old. Because when computers were invented, right, some people sat down and asked themselves, what can we build with computers? Hope you know that it was not Bill Gates that invented computer. But they saw the invention and will ask themselves, what can we build with it? When other people were saying it will replace them, some people sat down and asked themselves, what can we do with it? The internet is the same thing. People were complaining, and a young boy, Mark Zuckerberg, said, what can we do with this connectivity that we have? Then Facebook came up. So I want us to ask ourselves in this room, because this is Catalyst, series, right? We have founders, we have innovators, we have young people. The narrative should be, what can we do with AI? Even here in Kwara State, what can we do with it? So let's move. Let's move also. So I want to ask you now, before I continue, will AI replace you or increase your income from everything I've said? Can somebody just... See, the level ground is now playing for everybody. People who used to be billionaires before, right now, a young boy from, and let me just give you an example. How many of us have heard of Moltbot before? Moltbot, you've heard of Moltbot, right? An engineer in his room sat down. He was retired because he had worked for like 20 years. So he retired. And when he heard of the whole AI thing, he said, okay, let me try it out. And in his room, he built the ultimate AI assistant. Now, this AI assistant, I use it. It is like a human being. You can give it access to your WhatsApp. You can give it access to your Telegram. You could give it access to Google Drive. You could give it access to your email. You could give it access to your entire computer. So you just go to it and say, hey, guy, write this code for me. It will write it for you. Send this mail to this person. It will send the mail to the person. Hey, get this file from Google Drive for me. It will get it for you. Like, you could even give it access to the lights in your house to turn it off and turn it on. This guy did not need any funding. He built it in his house. And guess what? OpenAI hired him for $1 billion USD. Because of that thing he built in his house. I know the funny part, the one that even paid me the most, he did not write one single code. He used AI to write the code. I hear people say that AI cannot write production-grade code, and I'm laughing. Because even ChatGPT 5 was written by ChatGPT 4. Cloud code was written by Cloud. Now the AI companies are using their own AI to build softwares. And you, in Nigeria, you are saying, don't worry, it's not strong enough. It's because, you know what, they sold us the idea that AI was just ChatGPT, it does write emails and the rest, while they were building your replacements. As of now, anything a computer can do, AI can do it without needing human beings. It might not be mainstream yet, you might not know, but so long as a computer can do it, AI can do it. So let's think of graphic design. Let's think of video editing. Let's think of, please, you can give me options. Just think of anything you know that people use computers and their mobile phones to do. AI can do it. So for you and I, who used to be the top digital marketers, I could sit down now and build a brand in 30 minutes. People who used to be brand, what do they call them? Brand consultants, I'll teach you how to structure your business. AI has more data than you to structure that business with more data, more precision and everything. And in 30 minutes, I have an idea, I could launch it. gets the logo, gets the image, gets every single thing in 30 minutes. In my opinion, AI even builds better logo than human beings. And guess what? That's just level one. Can we continue, please? So the idea behind AI is just to get computers to think, reason, and make decisions like man. That's the idea behind AI. To get computers to learn, to reason, to recognize patterns, and make decisions like man. And I understand this is very scary, especially when it comes to decision making. Because before now, computers could not make decisions on their own. Before now, computers could not learn. It was garbage in, garbage out. I'm sorry, AI is not garbage in, garbage out. You can give AI garbage and you turn it to resource. And just so you know, AI was not invented in 2023, even 2012. It has existed before computers, after the World War. But I don't have time to talk about it. But it was in 2012, something happened. Can we move to the next? They had three major ingredients that unlocked the whole idea behind AI, right? So because of the internet, they now had access to data. Before, the reason why they could not have AI softwares that were mainstream because data was hard to get. But with social media now, all our data is out there. On Google, all the data is there. So they had enough data. They had stronger machines that could compute, Then they had something very unique, which is neural networks. So these neural networks, it functions more like your brain. They were able to mimic how our brain works. And that's why, have you ever tried to ask yourself how possible it is for you to ask ChatGPT? Maybe you for those people who are using ChatGPT Pro, I don't know if it's for the free version, but you upload a document of 400 pages, or let's say of 100 pages, and in less than 1 minute, it has analyzed the entire document. It's not something that is easy to comprehend. Neural networks. It functions like our brain. So let's move to the next slide. Next. So I want to talk to you about the stages of AI we currently have. A lot of us know about this first stage, which is large language models, right? And this is the ChatGPT we know, cloud and the rest, but this is the basic one. Now remember when I told you that they sold you a lie? They were building the other ones, but they pushed this out to the market for people to use. So people were now creating pictures with ChatGPT. Everybody will say AI consultant because you can create pictures with ChatGPT and you can generate short videos with ChatGPT, right? But less talk was around this next stage, which is AI agents. And what is an AI agent? An AI agent is a system that can work for you without even your input. So AI agents carry out tasks on behalf of human beings. If you're sitting here and you've built an AI agent, can I see your hand? All right, I have one person here. My tech bro. You could see that a lot of, if we've used ChatGPT here, everybody raised their hand. But I talked about AI agent, just one person. You know why? The reason why he can even do that is because he's in the field already, he's into tech. Now, the next stage we have is multi-agent systems. So it's just more like the upgrade of AI agents. It's like a combination of several agents that will come together to do a particular work. And I'll give you an example. So if you're here now and you have access to LinkedIn, I'd like you to search for a page. So just search for my page, my company's page, Unovia AI, and I'll show you something. I'll show you a typical example of what a multi-agent system can do. Unovia AI. So just search on LinkedIn, UNIV, UNOVIA Technologies, Unovia Technologies, UNOVIA. When you search that page, when you come across the page, one thing you see is that there are some content there. And there's something common. All the content there are being posted by 8 a.m. in the morning. Now, content on that page, from the scripting to the idea to the image and the posting, was done by a multi-agent system. So how does it work? Every 8 a.m. in the morning, or let's say 7:52 a.m. in the morning, one agent is activated. He wakes other agents, say, hey, you, today is Tuesday. Which idea are you going to give us? That one creates the idea. Send it to the person, the other agent that will write the body of the script. When he finishes writing, you give another agent to write the headline. Then when they finish writing the headline, they will send it to the fourth agent that will generate the image from what they wrote. Then the fifth agent will post it. All these things happen while I was not even aware, probably sleeping. Now, somebody who used to be a LinkedIn specialist before, do they still have a job? Because these guys will train them to write like you, will train them to write based on the topic, will train them based on the past writings you've been, posting on social media, so that when people read it, they will not tell there is AI. Now, what would this happen, or what will happen to people who are business professionals? They are very busy, and they can just employ this AI multi-agent system to be posting for them consistently on social media while they focus on their work. Rather than telling Nkechi, oh, this caption is not good now, what's happening now? Oh, this your script, I don't understand. Why do you write it like this? All that is gone, because once you have trained an AI agent to act in a particular way, it maintains that for life. As an example of a multi-agent system, we have a lot, right? For example, let's say you have a real estate company or you have a business and you get a lot of DMs. Do you know that train an AI agent to speak like you, to respond to DMs like you, to schedule calls, to do anything you can do, and that agent will be there 24/7. Now, let me give you a typical example. So we're looking for the real estate company I work with, and we get a lot of DMs from social media, right? So we try to put that AI agent there, and when people come, it will talk to you like a normal person, collect your phone number, collect your details, send it to our CRM, assign it to a property consultant, and all we'll just do is to pick it from the CRM and call without any human interference. Now compare. Say I talk to you now and I say, send me a message on Instagram. All of people now send me a message on Instagram at the same time. Even if I have 3 social media managers, they cannot answer all of people at the same time. But with AI, it will answer 1,000 people at the same time. So, social media managers, how far? The popular one we know is comments to DM. Oh, if this is something you're interested in, comment big and I'll send you. We know that one. It's already there. Everybody knows about that one. That's the function or a dimension of AI agents. So we now have AGI, right? This is more advanced because right now, in fact, people are saying maybe it exists. Some people are saying it does not exist. But I don't know, but it's coming. With this one, you don't even need to do any work. Once you train it, leave it to start learning by itself. It will start making advances by itself. And a time will come where it will be smarter than you. You'll not even need to train it again. Then let's not even talk about super intelligence. But what I want us to focus on is AI agents and multi-agent systems. You do not need to break the bank to start learning these things. You don't need to learn code to start building these things. They have no-code platforms that you could use to build AI agents. I was speaking to my friend of mine in the UK yesterday. She's a nurse, and she was like, okay, what can she do in the health sector? I said, what pain points do you guys have? What repetitive tasks do you guys have that we could train an AI agent to do? And they pay you for it. So I might not be in your system, right? There are certain things you do now that is repetitive. I promise you, if you can do it and it is repetitive, AI can do it. Faster, better, and cheaper. So there's this thing called the diffusion of innovation, right? And it states that whenever there's a new innovation, we have the early innovators. These are the Sam Altman of OpenAI. These are the Anthropic and the rest. These are the people who started the whole stuff, right? Then we have the early adapters, people who, when they see traction, they now go into the business, right? Then we have the early majority. I'm sorry to say, even Africa, we're not part of the early majority. In Africa, we're either the late majority or the laggards. After they've used the whole software and it is done, that's when Africa will now say, oh, we are ready to start using it. But for AI, because of you and I, it's going to be different. You see, as an African person, if you tell people that you're an AI consultant, they'll say, what does this guy know about AI? But we'll prove them wrong. I believe you can prove them wrong, right? Yes, we might not have data centers here. You don't need data centers to start building AI. You don't need fancy tools and a big team to start building with AI. You can use what you have to get what you want. So can we move to the next slide? I'm rounding off now. This is where we are today. So I've even passed the stage of early adapters, but now at this stage, and we're getting to the early majority. And when we get to this stage, the competition is going to be fierce. So as of now, anything you can build with AI, you will make money. The chatbots we're building, that is like a social media agent, in the UK, it costs 21,000 USD to sell it. If I want to install it for you in the UK or in the UAE, if you pay me anything less than 20,000 USD, I will not collect. Because if it's easy, go and build it. You understand? So there's money to be made in this AI game. Are we move to the next slide? So for jobs, I'm sorry I bring bad news because by 2027, 83 million jobs will be lost. By 2027, and the jobs that are going to be created by AI is not as much as the jobs that will be lost. So some people are going to be displaced, actually. The time is coming whereby you're a digital marketer. I'm sorry, bro. And I really feel for people who are into tech, especially. Now, I know that in Nigeria, they hire people who are into tech to do stuff mostly as junior engineers. Because they know that in Nigeria, you cannot be a senior engineer. You don't have the experience, but they need a lot of junior engineers, right? So you're working remotely as a tech person. Now, what they can use a team of 100 or let's say 100 engineers to build, they can build it with one engineer that is a senior engineer in 73 hours. Something that will take them months to build, they can build it in how many hours? 73, 72 hours. This thing I'm telling you, I heard it from somebody who has worked with Netflix as a senior developer for 10 years. And she said she built a production-grade software that would have taken her an entire team to build in months. She built it in 3 days with AI. So what will happen to all our junior developers? Yankee people will not be calling you again. So we don't start building now, or a point to come where they don't need us again. You know, the reason why they are allowing a lot of Nigerians jackpot is because they need our skill. But once they have AI to handle some of these things, they don't need us again. It happened because during the threshing era, of wheat. They used to use black slaves in their farms, right? It was slaves they were using in their farms. But when the machine came, they fired all the slaves. That's what's going to happen with the whole jackpot thing. They invite you to come to their country, global talent visa, to work for them. But now they have another alternative. Do you think they'll allow you to come to their countries? Are we not seeing tougher immigration laws now? Because they don't really need us again. They're getting to the point where they will not need us. So if we as Africans cannot sit down and say, come, what can we do with AI? 10 years from now, despite the number we have and the talent we have, are going to be useless to these major countries. So can we move? Guys, as at last year, it was estimated, according to the global economic growth, that they made 2.0 trillion in AI, right? So in less than 4 years from now, this is how much that we're going to make from AI. This is just projection. It's going to be more. $15 trillion. How much of this money is going to come to your pocket? You really see that there's money to be made. Like, you could be here now, a very young person, you don't have any experience. You just go and learn one AI agent now, learn how to sell it, and you'll be making money that it took your grandfather 500, sorry, that was 500 years ago, 60 years to make in one day. So guys, let's not be afraid. There's money to be made, but guess what? We have to do the work. Because you have to learn it, you have to unlearn. But thanks to these big tech companies, they are making it easy. In fact, this cloud code now, I heard from the CEO that they're trying to make cloud code so simple that even people who are not tech related or not tech inclined can start building softwares with the version. They call it cloud co-work. So, guys, there's money to be made. Can we move? So I'm going to round off with these 4 areas to make money. Now, we know the productivity stuff that everyone's been talking about. Yeah, you can be productive with AI. That's perfect. We know that AI as digital employees. At Unovia AI, this is what we do. We build digital employees for businesses. We use it, and we build for businesses. As you're sitting here, if you're a business person, know that you can have AI employees. You can actually have AI employees that will do better. That might not technically replace your human team members, but can amplify their work. Now, if you look at it, any of your competitors that are using AI, right, would outpace you. You'll not even be able to see their back. Let me give you an example. There's this event planner. She's very popular, but I'll not call her name. I don't want to give her free PR. She had this particular event, and I got a call. Hello, my name is this. I'm inviting you for my event tomorrow. And the call was ended. And I know that this woman is too busy. She cannot call me. Where will she get my number from? I don't know her before. And that was when I realized that this lady built an AI agent that will scrape all the numbers in a particular location, call all of them to invite them for our event. This is something that will take you maybe months to do with a lot of people. But with her own voice, so she'll call people. So let's say she's coming to Ilorin now. She'll scrape all the numbers in Ilorin. All your phone numbers. Hope you know Google already has it. She'll scrape all your numbers, call all of you guys a day before our event to remind you of our event or to invite you for our event. So now just imagine somebody looking at that lady not knowing that that was one of the tools she's using. That is an unfair advantage. So can we move to the next one? So yeah, as of now, we are offering free consultations for the month of March. If you want to train your team on AI, we'll train you. If you want to build teams and the rest, we'll do it for you. So visit www.unovia.ai for more information. Thank you for having me.